Hello, boys and girls. My name is Kuliyoshi1907 here, and welcome back to my 100% now Vine playthrough of Pokémon Legends Z-A for Nintendo Switch 2. In the last video, we left off taking a bit of break from the main game setup, actually, and mostly just focusing on these hyperspace wild zones. We figured out they were really tough to do, but then we were able to do something with them, and guess what? More side missions appeared. Since we've now confirmed that we have to do side missions, we'll kind of be doing a mix of everything. We'll be focusing on these, though, mostly, but also be trying to focus on other stuff. Mainly we'll be after these ones that we do not have all the Pokemon for, mainly. And it also means we're not going to be skipping time of day anymore, but that's not what we're here to focus on, actually. Not at all, actually. There's a very hidden secret that we need to find out, but to get to it, we have to go to a very familiar place that we haven't seen in a long time. Oh my goodness. Am I being silly, or where in the heck is this thing located? Maybe I'll have a better idea if we start with Novel Dread Cafe. Anyways, while I try to find this area and not get lost, maybe. Probably not. Yeah, maybe I will get lost. I don't know. Anyway, we've been mostly focusing on grinding our Pokemon, and yes, things got fixed over time. We grinded the zones up and found out one big thing, actually. Those hyperspace wild zones, once you have Pokemon, are actually the best endgame way to farm now, because you just get so much XP stuff from them that even if you're just doing like the tier 1 ones, if you could stay in them, they take only 3 minutes to do, and they give you a lot more experience than if you had just gone in a wild zone or battle zone normally. In the base game, it used to take much longer than that, but with the new changes they have, and the fact you can boost your party up, seem tough at first. If you just stay in the weaker ones, though, you'll be fine for the most part. Okay, no, that's not the right one. Those cafes look just like the other spots. Ah, here it is. I finally saw it on the map. So if you're wondering why we were looking around weirdly, that's because for some reason or another, we actually need to go back to Lazandre Cafe. Remember this old place? Apparently, for another part, we have to actually go back here, because if we run into here, nothing is mentioned at first, but if we go all the way back in, there's actually a hidden secret in here, like a literally hidden secret quest you probably wouldn't know about otherwise. This is where that other mystery gift is going to come into play now. We basically have to go all the way to here, and to where the weapon was, and for some reason when we go here, some of the machinery will power back on in response to our presence. Also, it does this. Maystone's detective, restoring power to critical systems. All of a sudden. Even though we just came here and did stuff. And then it says this, activating Project M. Project is highly dangerous. Would you still like to reach the locks? Well, yeah, of course, we don't really have much of a choice here. So, yeah. If we go all the way in here, we can activate an exclusive EXE mission just for this area, which releases Mewtwo. Yeah, nice shocker. We got Mewtwo Z and X and Y stuff. Of course, we were bound to have him show up at some point. Now, what do you think you're doing? Two is extremely dangerous Pokemon. You're thinking of facing off against that thing? Then you better not fail to catch it. And this is just like the original, where we must catch this or else it'll keep looping forever. I think the first thing we need to do is make sure we're actually using the right Pokeball. Because I think this counts as a very dark area, I assume Dust Balls work just fine. So we'll try that for a bit. We can defeat and catch them just like before, though, where we can just knock them out and have a slightly higher chance of catching them. But that's assuming we could even, well, catch this thing. And it seems like we have very much room to maneuver around its attack, so hopefully we can catch it. Honestly, anybody who's Pokemon fans will already know Mewtwo is one of the most dangerous legendaries in the whole game, but also the most powerful if you can get it. And just like before, we need to catch them, or else it'll just keep restarting over and over again. We do have a bit of healing on them, so we may as well use them. Alright. Just as rare as before, I see. To get the best chances of catching it, we're probably gonna have to do other stuff. Also, we did not come prepared, apparently. We could try using the Quit Bell and stuff, but it's not something that will get defeated right away. Yeah. Alright, could we actually just go outside of the map? I wonder. I just noticed now that I apparently ran out of other Pokemon trying to catch the other super rare Pokemon. Okay, it didn't look like the nighttime really changed much of anything. In fact, it did the opposite. It made it worse. So I guess this doesn't count as a cave then, so that sucks. So no matter what, we're gonna have to just keep throwing balls at it. Not really a great way to do that, unfortunately. Not to mention, it's already pretty damaging, too. We'll probably just have to go to a takey Pokemon like our Gardevoir and spam heals then. Alright, well, before we go again, I want at least 100 Ultra Balls or so, I think. I mostly left early because I knew I wouldn't have enough unless I could go for Ultra Balls again. It's crazy. Still this late into the game, our main way of catching Pokemon is still the Ultra Balls, and we don't have anything else to do. Even the Timer Ball doesn't really work right. It's something I'll probably want to use as a last-ditch effort once we get close to the end, because then it'll be more likely to catch. Oh yeah, and we'll get some of that back too while we're at it. But yeah, if you're wondering why we delayed stuff, the main reason is so we can catch our legendary Pokemon, and we're also getting to a point where we have to start filling up our Mega Dex. The only way to do that is to use them in battle, so I think while we're doing some of the grinding, we should try and use each legendary Pokemon's invincibility thing at least once, so we can get that registered in the Mega Dex, because there's not really a great way to register stuff in the Mega Dex, so we might just rotate between that, focusing on only one Pokemon at a time, of course, but still doing it nonetheless. This is where I said the last spot in my team might get a little clunky, because I think I'm planning on just having whoever needs to Mega Evolve in that spot instead, so I've pretty much already done. We could easily win most of these with this team anyway. Alright, here we go. Actually, wait. Alright, I might just knock it out anyways, because after this reset, I'm going to try something different. You know, one thing we haven't used enough of? Sleep. People are probably crying at me right now for not using Sleep Sitter. So you know what? I'm going to start using Sleep now. Because we have a Venusaur. We could use Sleep. Or, even better, our Gardevoir could also use Hypnosis. We should have 2 sleepers on our team now. We'll just pull something at it. Of course, it was gonna fail anyway. I think the real problem is we need to be slept first. If we don't slay them, it's just gonna get harder. We've kind of been able to ignore this at first, but now we're kind of getting to the point where we really need to start playing more safer, and the safe way of playing is, as tempting as it is to use Calm Mind, it'd probably actually be better to have Hypnosis. So you know what? If you have Hypnosis, I'm going to give you it. I'm going to put it right here, and that should help out a lot. And then as a backup, I will place one of your weaker moves, which hasn't really been doing much anyway, Solar Beam has. Also with Sleep Powder, and we'll start with that first this time. Well, we'll start by weakening it down to half health first, and then we'll try to sleep it. And then from here, we're just gonna keep doing this over and over again until this thing finally decides to catch itself. Otherwise, there's nothing better we can do. As you know, Sleep and Freezing in particular have the best multipliers when catching stuff. I just never thought I would have to use them until now, because, like, there's not a better way to get this Pokemon in an easier catch rate otherwise. So we first need to get it down to half. Then we just need to keep doing this. I just realized Drowsy won't be enough for it yet. We have to also wait. The timer has to take in effect for a bit first. And once that's done enough, eventually it's just gonna fall asleep permanently. Okay, I think to really tank this, we need to spam Wish with Gardevoir probably. He's already drowsy. Okay, now all of a sudden, he actually fell asleep properly. Okay. Honestly, if we hit too much, he will still get angry at us, but the idea is we need to sleep him now and do stuff like that. And we gotta just keep doing this. And I guess we could technically get him down even more. Because Gardevoir has reduced damage, we could just use that, and that will work too. Okay, now he's done for a bit. Other than that, it's a legendary Pokemon. What do you expect? We're gonna have to probably throw tons of balls at it before it finally gets caught. This is where that X timer thing starts to get really annoying here, because as you know, every time we get a miss with someone, you have to wait a few minutes before you can catch it again. Alright, well, there we go. We finally caught it. Good. 1 sec, then. Oh, seeing this place in ruins like this, tell you, it's a complicated feeling, no matter how long it's been. I figured out the holotech called in for the situation. Voice calls are just so impersonal. Now let me, Auntie Mabel, explain to you why you ended up battling Mewtwo in Lysandre Mel's. Well, tell me more, Auntie Mabel. Very good, I enjoy it, attentive listener. See, Mewtwo is a Pokemon created by scientists who were conducted research on Pokemon DNA. It has formidable power, which piqued Team Player's interest. We held to use Mewtwo in the ultimate weapon. When we heard it's caught in Kalos' unknown dungeon, we went and caught it. Honestly, we still do not know why Mewtwo even showed up in the Kalos region, as Mewtwo came saking the power of Mega Evolution. But even with all 5 of us looking into it, we still couldn't arrive at an answer. See, we have bases of both Mewtwo and Night X and Y, but even when we tried using it, Mewtwo never ever Mega Evolved. Since Mewtwo mostly tends to hang about, saving its energy when it needs to battle. Exactly. We brought to him on the back burner and forgot about it. Huh. Wow, this is a pretty interesting storyline here. But Mewtwo sure does like leaving me with questions, doesn't it? Like, why awaken now? Was it just reacting to the Mewtwo Night X and Y that you have? Which leads to the question, why do you even have those 2 Mega Stones in the first place? Well, I got them for a mystery F. How am I supposed to know? Yeah, what do I know? Maybe Mewtwo will be a good little Pokemon and listen obediently to a trainer like you with your skills. Anyway, this acting director still has a pile of work away from him, so I'm hanging up now. Bye. Alright. Done with that. Okay, now we get to finally go out, but we can't teleport because we're in this building again. I'm not sure who would have found this normally. Like, you probably wouldn't think to go back to the Sandre Labs a second time ever, so, yeah. Going back here, I can see why this side quest would have been missed by quite a few people. I think, supposedly, there's in-game description that's supposed to tell you that when you get it, but, for some reason it doesn't work. Alright, real talk, I think I've waited too long to talk about this mission number 1 finish, so we should probably finish that, but I do want to still stay true to my other word. Since I don't really want to use that too much, we should just start using that strategy and actually do stuff. Now, we're not going to actually train the legendary Pokemon. The main reason we're here is because we need to get all the Pokedex done. And one of the biggest things now, apparently, is there's a Megadex as well. So now we have that. We can actually start going through these one at a time and showing these off. And one of the first ones we got was the Mewtwo X and Z. We guys early started the game, actually, yet we never got to use it since we needed to be the end game in order to do that. I think the on-site will be next, and then we'll just kind of go down from there. I think ultimately I want to stick with Zygarde's Mega Stone last. Also, we could skip Zygarde's, by the way. Apparently it doesn't Mega Evolve. And then from there we'll just do whatever we happen to have. Though it'd be probably smart to look at which evolutions we haven't seen at all yet, and then just focus on those particular Pokemon first. Because otherwise, Mega Evolving takes quite a bit of time, and you have to see it at least once, so maybe we'll try to use it in this battle, perhaps. If it anyhow, we do have the Mewtwo X ready. Maybe we could use it in this battle, who knows. Alright, well, anyways, in the last video, we were focusing more on hyperspace missions than side missions. Now we're going to finish this so we can get more points in. Hey, you two. Who will call me in just when I thought I was all done helping out people for today? Good, well, you're both here. Alright, Vinny, tell us what you've learned, would you? Certainly. Thanks to Koyoshi's investigation, we've ascertained the following. First, there's a possibility that hyperspace Luminose could affect the real Luminose. To be specifically, Pokemon observed in hyperspace might eventually reach this world as well. Guess the city is a tourist attraction even for Pokemon. Our second finding is that certain areas with hyperspace Luminose enabled to appear to contain Pokemon at risk of rogue Mega Evolution. Rogue Mega Evolution? That's not good. The Pokemon in hyperspace Luminose are bizarrely tough already. If they are Mega Evolved, they might be too much for me and Koyoshi alone. You got that right. These hyperspace Pokemon are hyper strong. Problem is, hyperspace Luminose apparently gets unstable if too many folks head inside together. People at once seems to be the point where things start going sideways, so freeze the limit. Which gave me an idea. He sent you in with a good trainer to cover for both Vita and Naveen. Somewhere on our level, we're ZA's top rail 2 trainers already, so they have to be really strong. There's a perfect trainer waiting in the lanes. Do you mean yourself? I'd be up for it, but you could afford my service. There's a perfect trader waiting in the lanes, What about me? You think I'd be better off keeping her quarantined in one of her Janite sounds, huh? You got a point, but you know, for a while getting understanding the situation would be a pain, huh? What about Grisham? Grisham, he's very tricky, very strong, but you can never quite tell what he's thinking. She just messed around to start and live streaming a reaction video or something. So we have to see about her. Enough guessing, let me introduce your new partner. Hey there, you asked me Cool Yoshi. So it's a completely different person. I'm Karina, the successor to a line of Mega Evolution gurus. So it's a completely different rival then. And it is a rival because she wants to test our skills right here, right now. Feel free to use my battle court. It had the honor of hosting many a ferocious showdown. Well, do it proud, Carbo. Come on, Cool Yoshi, show me your stuff. Well, I already leveled up most of my Pokemon to 100, so this probably won't take long, but we'll see. Should probably make sure we have the right... Come on out first, though. So I hear your trainer got Zygarde to Mega Evolve and save Luminose. I want to see your skills for myself, and what better way than through a Pokeball? I got one special request of you, Yumari. I want you to show what Mega Evolution means for you and your Pokemon. So with that... let's roll. Well, she looks pretty crazy. Wow. She has all the Mega Stones now. Wow. I wonder why they call her the Mega Evolution Guru. And she starts with it right away. Don't forget, you gotta show me how you and your Pokemon use Mega Evolution. Oh, we're gonna just do that right away. Can an underleveled Mewtwo beat this? I wonder. We have to show this off anyway. Looks like Mewtwo's just as strong as always, though. It helps that most of her Pokemon is mostly weak to Psychic anyway, though. So, just spamming these moves will probably be fine. It's like this was built with Mewtwo in mind, almost. Yeah, we're getting all the fighting Pokemon today. Let's give it all we got. Alright, now we actually see Mega Evolution. I forgot to mention, if they show a Mega Evolution and we have the Mega Stone, then we do not need to use it ourselves, so that saves us a bit of time. Wow. We somehow sold that entire battle with him being underleveled. That's the power of Mewtwo right there. What an incredible bond you have. That was some amazing power. Yeah, right. Like Mewtwo power, I guess. You could say that much. I think that made it more exciting at the very least. Huh, you are something special. I'm glad you saw your... I saw your Mega Evolution. It showed me who you are, kind and straightforward. Mega Evolution brings out a Pokemon's Latin strength, but too much power can take a toll on the Pokemon. The most obvious example of that has got to be Rogue Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution successor, I want to help you too. Let's save these poor Pokemon for having to suffer Rogue Mega Evolution. See how good she is? With Karina on your team, you'll be set. Thanks for recruiting her, Corbo. You three were probably fated to meet sooner or later. Just happened to be me who caused it. One last thing, Vinny and I discussed your survey work, and we got one more request. Had a Rogue Mega evolved Pokemon in hyperspace? Catch it. So, Mitch, want to gather any hyperspace berries you come across? Well, I've done that. Should have figured you'd be out of the game. Hyperspace berries are what's calling this, are what we are calling the special berries found in Hyperspace Luminose. If you get Hoopinut Donuts made with lots of hyperspace berries, it should power up you enough to go toe-to-toe with rogue Pokemon. So happen to have a couple such berries on me. Here, take one. Purr it. They provide more higher-ranking donuts, of course. About me, what should I be doing? Well, it looks like there's a sortion in Rogue Sector 1 that's got all signs of Rogue Mega Evolution. We can enter Hyperspace Luminose from there. I'll do that. Then I'll see you in Rogue Sector 9, or whatever that is. There you have it, kid. Now you know what to do. Alright, I think we'll actually do that battle. It tells us to get some really good donuts ready, I see. She seems to be really confident of me. And I like how the bosses are like this mega rogue mega Leah, huh? Alright, I do actually want to mark something. Not here, but in, like, here-ish. That is actually important, so, if you're wondering, we still need an Eevee. That looks great and stuff and whatnot. We can catch an Eevee, however, over there, where I just pinned. That's why I'm pinning that, because one of the first things I want to start working on is getting Eevee evolutions, since that's a really hard thing to get normally, and we already saw how rare they were to even find, let alone catch. Keep in mind, that was after setting up 2 different alternate sleepers that could be useful. Yeah, even then, Mewtwo was still hard to catch, so we're probably gonna have to make sure to actually hit the sleep this time. That's a problem that we're gonna have to deal with as a result. Anyway, okay, well, we already used X Stone now. Now we just have to do the same thing with the Y Stone, and then we can switch to out for Deontay instead. Anyways, we had to do both of those anyways in order to get the extra stuff done, and then the last extra, I think, is not available until much later on, basically exclusively being DLC stuff. I believe this is the final boss of the DLC, I imagine, whenever we get to that, but, oh yeah, I poured it here because, yeah, we do need a lot of experience stuff, so I've decided every video we should at least attempt one of these. We want one that gives us decent story time, but also strong power, but also gives us more berries, so I think here, yeah, we go for this, probably. Also, once we know what to edit, we could probably figure out where to go. But yeah, this is the DLC part now. We're basically doing all this now. I'm still showing you as a full blind playthrough because it simply happens to include the DLC. Okay. Oh, these were silent, right? Okay. I like how they only spawn in at a lower level when we actually finish them off, yet. Okay, now I need to focus on finding Pokeballs. Raichu will probably work better for this part. There we go. We gotta destroy those balls especially more than anything right now, because they're the ones that give us the stuff we need. Oh, here's a big one over here. And because we need Mega Charge, the more of those we get, the better too. I got only just earlier we were struggling with finding literally anything. How do we use a catch window? That part I never know. That might be something I just have to research over time, but at the very least we could try and destroy the floating Pokeballs, I guess. Otherwise, most of the raining Pokemon we could probably ignore safely. I wish there was a way to see on the map where these are located, but so far there's been no such case. Okay, did that, and then quickly that with Fire Raichu. As tempting as it is to use a stronger Pokemon right away, I feel like having Raichu seems to work the best for actually hitting the Pokeballs from a distance. So yeah. Yeah, right. Use your Thunderbolt. Get that. Perfect. I don't know how else to use the catch window, but to probably just keep catching Pokemon, unless we have to actually defeat them and then use it. Maybe by catch window they mean weaken the Pokemon, then catch it while it's weakened. So it's basically a simpler way of saying, oh, defeat this Pokemon, then catch it. Yeah, okay, right as soon as I say that, each one of those immediately worked properly this time. And now I assume there'll be a golden one. So we get a bonus ball once that all is done. Now we just need to find wherever that is. Oh, we found it almost immediately. But for some reason we can't get to it from there. It's very strange. Like, why does it let us drop off in the side area but not here? It makes no sense. Great. Now we might miss it because we simply have to go around all this and all this random junk here too. I'm not willing to fight you yet. I just want to go here and collect this. More often than not, it's probably safer to just do that. Okay, what did that give us? Well, we had Mega Shards, obviously, but what about the rest? Seems like a mix of Hyper Berries, and I think it looks like a rare candy, too. Our best option now is probably just keep going for these. These treasures are what we're mainly after. That's how we get more berries. Oh boy. Nothing here anymore. Well, that was very successful this time around. We can also choose to just leave it early. In some of the later ones, we might just get all the stuff and then leave. That might save us more time. But for now, we're struggling to even complete those, let alone actually get all the stuff in them. So, I'd rather save my thank you. Let's see what berries we have now. We've only just started, so we won't have much, but we definitely also have a lot more, so I guess we can end the venue by going back to Hotel Z and doing stuff before maybe starting up another random side mission. Because as you do each of the hyperspace missions, we have new side missions to go along with them. So now we have a bunch of side missions as a result. We'll just go straight to hyperspace berries. They're much better, obviously. What if we just did a bunch, too? Also, you could tell which ones boost more, I see. So more carries means you get more points, but less bubble. Resistance power ice, huh? Okay. Alright. So now we have one that's just spicy, so it's pure red as a result. That gave us a move power, huh? Since we have a lot of those, let's make that to make it easier. Maybe this is the one we'll end up using. Oh, I see. It can be any move power one, so it just randomly assigns one. So we can sometimes get one that we need, some that doesn't really work well. Anyways, that might be useful, because probably in the next video we'll try this, I imagine. Yep. Despite being less late in the game, we are still doing those Rogue Mega Pokemon. It's almost like nothing changed. Alright, I'm gonna start you now. Hey, right, friend, name's Feeble. I've traveled all around kinds of regions collecting rare Pokemon. But right here is Gimmighoul. This little ox of joy while sightseeing in the Paldea region, which may be Scarlet Violet, I forget. But the thing is, you need Gimmighoul coins in order to evolve a Gimmighoul, and not just a few, that's sorry, we're talking 99 coins. Huh. Found a Gimmighoul coin here in Luminose City. Help me, would you? I'll let you take my Gimmighoul with you if you evolve it for me. Hold on. Seriously, why are people in Luminose so cold? Just trying to share the riches of my travels. Oh, did we do this again? Do we have to talk to this guy later or something? How many do we even have? Oh, I thought that was different. Of course you want to spend time with a rare Pokemon like this, son. It's a total gimme. Oh, we get a gimme though, and now we have to evolve it and then give it back. Here are all the Gimmighoul coins I managed to protect. Okay, he gives us some of them. Now we just have to get maxed out. Let's go and go, huh? In case you haven't noticed, we have been getting some of those, but the only way we get them has been so far from exclusively other areas. And by other areas, I mean, well, from the hyperspace stuff, obviously. You probably already noticed it. We've gotten a couple, I think, beforehand, but, like, those hyperspace zones or whatever, time lapses or whatever the heck they're called again, I kind of forgot now. Those are where we're going to find most of those, so we'll just get that done naturally as we go along, though a lot of it is down to luck, so if we don't focus on it, there's a chance we might not get these. Alright, well then, on that note, let's go. Since that didn't really work well, let's try the EV trick I mentioned earlier. This one I just recently relearned, and I'm going to try to keep this on the map. Hopefully not forget. The way we're going to do this is we're going to go up here. And we might actually just open as a result out of what has been happening by probably just sleeping the Pokemon right away and then trying to catch it from there. But basically, the path is go up through all this other crap and through what seems to be quite a few other and stuff on the way. And if you go far enough, there will be a spot where you can bench reset and get Mewtwo to, Eevee to appear literally every time eventually. It's just kind of rare at first. Of course, it's not guaranteed to show up. Sometimes you'll get someone else. One of those is Dratini, though. We haven't seen that either. Maybe we should have that. If it runs away, then there's a very easy solution. This is where we start switching. Because as you might have guessed, a random rare Pokemon will show up there. one of those will sometimes be Eevee. So our goal is to just keep refreshing the map till it shows up. And to ensure it doesn't run away, we have to be sneaky. Sometimes it can take a while to show up, though. And if it, I think, mins or does something else, you might have to wait a bit more. I think the only sucky part is, for some reason, you still see the cutscene of Battle Zone being activated and deactivated. That's one cutscene I wish they would cut out of the game. So that would make it a lot easier. But, yeah. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna save my progress from here and call it quits. But yeah, basically I can spot an Eevee occasionally. I kind of saw it already. There was a rare Pokemon there, but we unfortunately ran before that we had the chance to do anything else really. Yeah, but we're gonna probably use this further because there are some Pokemon we again can only catch at rooftops. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.